Long time no see. Man, I've been on a little hiatus, man. I've had a lot of crazy stuff going on in my life lately, but I'm back now and I finally have a little time to start filming again and get back into the YouTube thing. Quick update from where I left off. I got the 6-speed in the car and running great. You guys saw that part. I took the car out one night and I ended up racing a BMW. The video is on the channel. If you want to see it, it's me versus a 550i with full bolt-ons. So I raced him, and he also had his boy with him who drove a Trackhawk, and he was following us. So I ran the BMW and I beat him. And then he asked me to run his boy in the Trackhawk. So I'm like, okay, whatever, we're already here, let's do this, right? So I line up with the Trackhawk after beating the BMW, and you know, he count down 1, 2, 3, and then we take off, right? And I lay into the car and it doesn't go anywhere. The RPMs just shoot up and it bounces off the limiter. So I try another gear and same thing. Pop, pop, pop. I'm like, what? And then it dawned on me, the clutch slipped, which is crazy. It's brand new FX500. It slipped. So I took the L to the Trackhawk because the clutch slipped. If you do look at the BMW video, me versus the 550i, you can actually see the Trackhawk in the background trying to keep up with the both of us.
1, 2, 3!
I do believe the result would have been the same had the clutch not slipped. So I took the car home that night, and as I'm pulling into the garage, I smell coolant, and it's like, damn, bad things happen in threes. So I smell coolant, I get out the car, I open the hood, and I look behind the intake manifold. The coolant pipes that run behind the intake manifold, there's like 2 little rubber sections of it, and they were fat like balloons and starting to spew coolant out. One thing about the engine that's in the Sentra, I bought it kind of third hand. It was already swapped into somebody's car in the US, and then I bought it from them and put it into my car. When I got that engine, it already had a VET head gasket and Mazworks head studs on it. So somebody already had their hands on it, and they didn't necessarily do the best of job as far as the head gasket install went. Both of the mating surfaces on the head and the block were not clean. There was still composite gasket material on both, and there's no way possible that the VET head gasket could have sealed correctly. So basically what was happening was compression was getting into the cooling system and basically pressurizing the system. This night, I guess I sent the car a little too hard and it finally let go. Eventually those 2 little rubber sections of hose behind the intake manifold, it kind of burst and coolant went everywhere. So I'm like, damn, this is crazy. At that point I was kind of like fed up with it. I was like, I'm gonna take the car down, and however long it takes to get it right, I'm gonna get it right. So what I did was I ended up taking the cylinder head off. I sent it to the machine shop to get decked or resurfaced, make sure that it's straight and true, and then I cleaned the block surface off, got all the old composite gas material off, and I installed a new VET head gasket and then reinstalled the Mazworks head studs and torqued them to 80 foot-pounds. In addition to that, I also replaced every hose on the engine with brand new silicone hoses, radiator hoses, all that, everything, every single hose, every single coolant hose, brand new silicone hoses and clamps. So I did all that, and as far as the clutch goes, because the FX500 slipped, I figured, okay, this time I'm gonna try a twin disc. So I ordered a Clutchmasters FX725. I put that in the car, and from day one I had nothing but problems. I could never get the clutch to disengage properly or disengage the way that it should. The issue that I was having was, if the car was cold it would drive fine, but once it warms up, then the clutch would not disengage and it wouldn't let the car go into gear and all this stuff. So after 10-11 times of taking the trans up and down to try and sort out that issue, I ended up sending the twin disc back to Clutchmasters to have them inspected and see if they can find something going on with it. This was last week, so I haven't heard anything back from them yet, but hopefully I hear something soon. In the meantime, I went ahead and ordered another single disc clutch, this time a Spec Stage 5, which it has an iron disc, which is very similar to the twin disc. So I put the Spec Stage 5 in there. My buddy Eduardo stopped by. This was 2 days ago now. Eduardo stopped by and helped me finish the install on the clutch and put the trans back up. And now the car is running. It's been running good for the past 24 to 48 hours. I took it to a little car meet yesterday, and everything was fine. It seems to be driving well. No strange noises or anything. No engagement issues. And everything seems fine up until this point. Also during this time, one of my followers on IG had sent me a K-Tune replica billet shifter for me to try out. So I'm gonna make a video on that, on the install of that shifter assembly. I don't know if I will keep it, but I will at least try it. I gotta see how exactly it feels while driving. I might like it, I might not. I've heard mixed reviews on it. Some people have shifting issues, like it won't go into gear or something. So I'm gonna try it and see what happens, and I will take you guys along on the ride for that one, so y'all can see what's going on. But other than that, the car is running well. No overheating issues, no more coolant issues, and no more clutch issues. So that's where I'm at now. That's where I'm at now. I'm still here, guys. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't leave y'all high and dry. I would never. I gotta do this for the culture. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the shifter assembly install.
Shit, you fucking crazy. Shit, you fucking crazy.
Ugly boy. Alright, so this is the side-by-side comparison. This is a Maxima shifter assembly out of a 6-speed. And then this is the K-Tune replica. Very beautiful piece. Billet aluminum. A very nice craftsmanship here, even though it's a replica. Very nice. But as you can see, it's still set up kind of the same as far as the way that the cables would match up, you know? I think he had to flip around something on here to get it to work. Quick and easy. Quick and easy. Damn. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Alright, so I got the shifter assembly in here. I got the cables to work. The right side you're going to have to push towards the front of the car, and the left side you're going to have to pull towards the back of the car, since the shifter assembly is offset, or the ears are offset. The only thing left that I have to do is mount the shifter assembly to the floor of the car, but that's going to require some hardware, and Home Depot is closed right now, so I ran out of time today. I'll go first thing in the morning and see if I can find some hardware to make this work and make it permanently mounted to the car. But it looks great. It looks great, and so far it feels great. I still need to take the car for a test drive, so tomorrow we'll see how everything works out. I'll probably grab some washers and and bolts, or maybe some angle iron or something, make a bracket to hold it in place. So yeah, tomorrow, guys. Woo! Boy. So I got some holes drilled, some new holes. The newer assembly is wide as hell, so it's like right on the edge there, but it'll be all right. So I drilled here, 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 and here. So after drilling the holes, you gotta make sure that your lower cover will still fit in place. Please forgive the mess. This is how this one came out of the donor car. So yeah, you got to make sure that that fits back into place without interfering. So that bolt hole is fine. This one over here is blocked, so I'm gonna have to trim this lower cover a little bit out of the way so that it'll fit, and then I'll have to cut there so the bolt can go through, and we're good on that side. So I've gone ahead and marked where it needs to be cut. I'm just gonna cut a square out of that corner, and then on the lower corner I'm gonna cut another square out, and this is just to clear the bolts so that the new bolts can go through. Basically, these are just 3/8 bolts with nuts and some washers. These are 2.5 inches long. that's what we're working with. Got the bolts in, just got to put nuts and washers on the bottom to mount it up. We're on our locating pin there, and now I just got to hook the cables back up. Cables back in. Bolts in, I just gotta tighten them on the bottom. C-clip in. You're looking good, boys. Alright, so this kit also came with shifter bushings to replace the solid ones. These are like a bearing type, and they replace the factory rubber, which is actually designed to have play in it. So we're in there now, boys. Your left shifter cable, of course, that attaches here on this pin, but this pin is kind of long. So it like sticks out the other side pretty far, and I just feel like something needs to take up that slack from where the cotter pin is going to be anyway. So I don't exactly have a solution for that just yet, but in the meantime I have some valve cover grommets that looks like it could work to take up the space. Like two of them up against each other, something like that, and then a cotter pin on the end maybe, or maybe like this. Like so, for the time being. Man, this is so hard to do with one hand. Jesus. Alright, fuck this. Okay. Alright, that's back in.
It's just different.
later now, as y'all can see. Shifters in the car, it's great. I love it. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. And very glad that I did this. Nate, if you're watching this, man, huge shout out to you, Nate. You are the real MVP for sending me this, and thank you so much. I cannot put into words how much I appreciate you sending this to me. This really sets the car off, and I love it. Highly recommend. All right, so when you guys remove this center console, right, there's gonna be a little piece of fabric in there somewhere. Just rip it off and then fold it and put it up here when you're done. That covers the hole seal. So just take the piece of fabric and stuff it in there, and yeah, there you go. As far as that goes, I also mentioned earlier in the video that he had to modify something on the shifter to make it work in this car, because I guess K-Series is backwards from SR. So this part right here on the K-Series, your cable goes in here and it's flipped around 180 degrees. So this piece needs to be flipped around, and I think you have to adjust this. There's two different mounting holes, or set of mounting holes, where you can put it. So yeah, flip that around 180 degrees, and then you're set up for SR. All right, guys, so lastly, the SR20 convention is upon us. It's coming up very shortly, May 13th through the 15th. It is in Mumford, Alabama. The track this time is going to be Talladega, which a lot of you should know that name. It's a very big name in racing. So if you plan on coming, it is absolutely imperative that you register for the event, reserve your hotel room, and also they're gonna have a caterer one day. You need to go reserve what meal you would like them to prepare for you. So at your earliest convenience, please do this stuff, guys. I would hate for it to be a situation where you waited too late and now there's no hotel rooms available. And when it comes to the SR20 convention, you definitely want to be at the hotel with everyone else. That is how you're gonna have the best experience when it comes to any SR20 conventions. So yeah, you can find all this information on the SR20 National Convention Facebook page. There should be a few links in there for you to click to register, reserve your hotel, and also reserve your food for the day that they're gonna have the catering. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact me or Roger Raymond, and we will try to point you in the right direction. But the Facebook page is actually very informative. There's lots of information on there. So hopefully that should have all of you covered. And honestly, I can't wait to see some of you guys. It'll be good to, you know, put some screen names with faces, you know, if you do plan on coming. So can't wait to meet some of you. And for a lot of you, this will be the first time driving your car on a race course. And it's a really great experience to have. Last year, that was my first time taking my car out on a road course, and it really changed my whole perspective on cars and racing and stuff. So if you've never had that opportunity, the SR20 convention is such a great opportunity to get that experience of actually driving on a professional race course. Sometimes there is drag racing. There's not going to be drag racing this year. I don't think they could secure a drag strip, but sometimes there is drag racing if the drag strip permits. So we're gonna do road course this year at Talladega, and yeah, it's gonna be a blast, man. So at your earliest convenience, please go register, reserve your room, and choose your food that you want for the day that they're gonna be catering. Y'all stay up, man. And as always, never forget, it's peace, power, and positivity. Y'all be good, man.